Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Nimithrandor, and the Stygian Onslaught has reset. Also, I don't recall the portal looking so flower-ish before. Maybe I've gone blind and just didn't notice, but that looks different to me now. Oh well, let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, straight away, Frost Knight Hera. I had a really bad run-in with this thing the first time I tried to fight it. I tried to use a Nouvelette team, where the vast majority of my damage was Nouvelette and Farina. And boy oh boy did that mess me up pretty bad. Because it just became immune to Hydro at one point. As I went into that first fight blind, so I didn't know it did that. Ugh. So let's see. Yeah, elemental immunity. So I'm going to have to bring a minimum of 2 elements to counter this thing. So that's 2 major attackers to try and deal with it quickly. Alright, let's see what else. Battle-hardened Lightkeeper. Ah yes, I remember, this thing goes wild hunt on you if you're not careful. Yep, dealt with that before in the Abyss. So Flynn's ought to do wonderfully against this thing. And veteran Frost Operative. So a Pyro team ought to work pretty well on this thing. Alright, so the tricky one is going to be the Frost Knight Hera. Because that's going to require that I break a few team-building conventions. Normally, 1 element is good enough, but not against this thing. So then, let's see. So they've got Skirk ready for this one. Alright, I think I know what I will do. For the Hera, we're going to do an unusual team build for me. Using Nouvelette Farina, and then Escoffier and Skirk. Not how I would usually build this, as Skirk does not directly help Nouvelette, and Nouvelette doesn't help her. But I'll need the extra layer of damage potential that Skirk will provide. As for this fella, I can just... since I'm not going for the higher difficulty, we can just use my pre-built Flynn's team. And for this one... yeah, it's a frost enemy, so a bit of Pyro ought to do the trick. Alright, let's see how well this does. Starting with the Frost Knight Hera. I may try higher difficulties, but honestly, it just isn't worth it. The difficulty spikes way too high, particularly if you're not a whale with access to gargantuan C6R5 nonsense.
Off to the freezer! Fearless.
Granted, it is doable without C6R5, but generally it just isn't worth the trouble. Oh, I'm so hoping that would now try to kill him, but...
A burst of flavor. A little.
Silence!
Hydro still works. Okay, now. Perhaps I was overestimating that enemy. Oh well. Let's see if we get anything good. Nope, double defense. Attack, but HP defense. HP. With flat HP and defense percent, so nothing good there really. Alright, that first round was simple enough. I think the problem was that I went at this thing with my second account, which is far weaker than my main. And I did it with pretty much only hydro damage. So it becoming immune messed with me pretty hard on that version. But here, not nearly so bad. Alright, now for the Wild Hunt Lightkeeper. Again, Flynn's does an excellent job dealing with Wild Hunt enemies, so this should go smoothly. Mind you, we're starting with no bursts ready.
The light
Which
will
is
never
a little
die!
annoying with using Flynn's.
Bring it.
Close your eyes.
Oh, you teleported.
Be silent. Night falls.
They decided to mimic touching. I did always find that slightly amusing. Where are you?
Beware the creatures of the night.
Okay, so that was very easy. The only time restraint there was him summoning those additional servants. Ugh. I keep running out of space for my artifacts. Alright, let's quickly see what I can build right here and right now. Let's see if I can avoid anything. Oh, it's already gone into that defense twice. Okay, that should be enough for now. HP. Double defense. Defense and HP, so no to all of those. Crit rate AM. Crit damage but HP defense. HP times 2. Alright, now for our last challenge, the Veteran Frost Operative. I think that this setup with the Momaima Wika team ought to handle this pretty well. Although, admittedly, Bennett is going to be the odd one out, since his burst is just not going to be there to start with.
Please appreciate my sincerity. Huh? Bring it!
like it. There we go. Alright, so I didn't have Seed Lolly or Bennett's bursts up the first time. So I wasted Moika's burst on that first round. I will. Ugh, maxed out again. Well, not gonna waste any more on that flower. Let's see. Ah, that looks like a promising one. Okay. That at least should be enough to get our reward. And we got the triple. I hate that flat defense at the top, but otherwise a decent piece. HP. HP percent, but everything else is good. Cryo, but also awful substats. Alright, well, that about covers it, I think. Like I said, I may attempt the higher difficulties, but I absolutely am in no rush to do so. I'll just grind out until I get all the other goodies, but actually beating it on the highest difficulty isn't really worth doing. Maybe if the weapon skins you could get from it were permanent, then it'd be something, but my understanding is that the weapon skins vanish after the Onslaught ends. So we'll go until we get that feather. But beyond that, I'm probably not doing any more challenges here. And with that, we have a few more wishes to make. 4 more, just shy of 5. Let me see. Paimon Shop's another 2 days away. So, let's go on a lark and see what happens. 4-star. Probably going to give me another wish. Oh, no! Oron! I actually needed more of him, so fantastic. Alright then. And we did get another wish, just not quite as much of one as I thought. 2 star glitter instead of the 5 I was anticipating. And one more wish in star glitter. Yeah, didn't think so. I think our pity is now somewhere in the 50s. We do have a guarantee. But I'm beginning to wonder whether it might be a better idea to just sit on that until I get to Durin. At least with Durin. Well, allegedly he's going to be part of a very good team with Varka. But we'll see. For now, at least, I believe this will conclude my coverage of the Stygian Onslaught. So, if you enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. do check out my Elden Ring Let's Play, as well as my playthrough of the Genshin Impact main story. And, as always, have a good day.